We're just going to do better this time. Okay, Facebook, hi, how are we doing? Welcome to the 9-Minute Morning Show with Kathryn Jones. Today, I'm going to talk to you all about how I had to switch my slides at like 2 a.m. the night before Funnel Hacking Live. So, if you guys have been following this morning show at all, the reason why it came about is because we like putting together our vlog content. We were like, there were literally too many stories to tell. Like, it would take hours. So we just decided to chip it away at 9-minute chunks. Now, it's the start of week 2, and here is what I've learned about this show. We started this show on Tuesday of last week, so again, we got about 4 days under our belt. What have I learned? A few things have changed. One, due to a suggestion from my mom, we've got the Instagram camera and the Facebook camera in the right place. Secondly, what have I learned? If anybody knows how to do this, like multi-streaming, multicasting, there just doesn't seem to be a software that exists, or that I'm aware of, that multicasts on Instagram and Facebook. I know it's like different platforms, so that's maybe why, but we're still learning. So, baby step our way there. Also, we're learning that I need to be a little bit more truthful about the 9 minutes at 9. So, my goal this week is to be at 9 minutes or less, because that's just also part of the game. That's just part of the fun. It's a good marketing storytelling experience for me to just not have that. Here's another thing we've learned from this week. Quick recap. So I've incorporated, my morning routine has changed quite significantly in like the last 2 or 3 weeks. And anyway, we bumped our team meetings up, so our team meetings start at 8 every morning, and all this different stuff. And I used to work out at different times, and now it's like a little bit later, and anyway, there's like all this stuff going on. And so like my routine, we're still tweaking it a little bit. So basically I realized I have not actually gone live at 9 and 9 where I've been ready for the day yet. So you guys have just got to see Kathryn in all of her glory. Like, I'm literally wearing pajamas right now. That's where we're at. And so, yeah, so right now we're still learning our morning routine. How do we adjust the game with the 9 at 9 morning show? We don't know. But until then, just know here I am in all my glory, okay? Now, let's get to the gist. Quick recap. If you guys were watching last week, got asked to speak at Funnel Hacking Live, blah, 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 really exciting. I'm about to go to Nashville, hop on the plane. All of a sudden, I get wrapped up in this storm of crazy, and I'm like, it's going to be terrible. Nobody's going to like me. My slides aren't going to work. Everything's wrong. No. Go crazy. I remember skydiving. I had a skydiving experience. I remember Will Smith, he talked about his skydiving experience, and he was like, I hated myself. As he jumped out, he just felt liberated and just so full of joy. And he's like, I hated myself that I had poisoned and tainted the experience because of skydiving, because I had chosen to be nervous for 2 whole days leading up to it. And so I just remember hearing that, and I was like, you want to know what? Yeah, Will, I am not going to taint this experience of Funnel Hacking Live. This is actually the dopest thing that's ever happened in my professional life, and we are just going to rock it. So I just made a decision I wasn't going to do that, okay? So here's where we're at. We get to Nashville, okay? So I'm traveling with my branding director, Paul. Can't wait for you guys to meet him. He's going to be at Design Hacking Live. And, if you have liked any of the videos that you've ever seen from him, they have been touched by the magic of Paul Van Bloom, okay? At Lala Studios. Go check him out on Instagram, okay? So he's going to be teaching us a lot of his secrets. So that alone is worth the admission of Design Hacking Live ticket, okay? So here's the deal. We travel there together. We get to the hotel. And I go to check in, and I get this message from Melanie, Russell's assistant, that's don't check in at the normal counter. You get to check in at the VIP counter. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it feels so fancy. So we go to the VIP counter, and I'm like, hi. I was like, I'm here to check in. And they're like, what's your name? And I'm like, I'm Kathryn Jones. And they're like, oh, Miss Jones, we've been waiting for you. Which I'm like, thank you so much. Oh, you know what else I forgot? We got a better microphone. Sorry, though. I forgot to hook it up today. We'll fix it next time. Do you guys want the aesthetic, though? It'll make me feel more like a newscaster if I have this. It's not actually working. All for show. Anyway, tomorrow it will work. And anyway, so they're like, we've been waiting for you. So they take me into this back room. And they sit me down, and it's super bougie room. And they're like, Kathryn. Miss Jones. That's what they call me all the time. Miss Jones, would you like something to eat? Would you like something to drink? And I wasn't hungry or thirsty, but I said yes because I'm in the fancy VIP room, right? So then they're like, Kathryn, Miss Jones, I keep forgetting, Miss Jones, you are considered, I've been waiting my whole life to hear these words, you are considered celebrity status in our hotel. Let us walk you through what that means for you. I was like, oh my god, I'm a celebrity. It was so funny. But basically what celebrity meant is like, if I wanted a dinner reservation, they'd like bump me to the front. Like, I could have late checkout at any time during the day. So my flight didn't leave till 5 that next Sunday, so I was like, yeah, I'm literally gonna check out at 5 o'clock. Even though I'll be gone long before, I just love the power of it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to check out at 5 p.m. I literally was like, this is the life. Anyway, so it was just great. They gave me all this other stuff. Go to my room. ClickFunnels was super nice, and they bought my room for me, so it was like this awesome suite, and it was such a blessing. It was so good. And anyway, then we go check in, which is amazing. Check in as a speaker, and my cute family came and visited me, but they were came to see me. So I had 6 family members come. How cool are they? And so, but they were gonna get in until like super late that night, and so I like checked them all in. So we're like walking out of registration with like all these like backpacks, like all this like funnel swag and gear. It was amazing. Anyway, so we do that. We get checked in. I come back to my room, and like somehow ClickFunnels or the hotel had like found out that I had checked in. So I come back to my room. Oh, I don't have it. It's in my thing. And yeah, I don't have it. It's in my kitchen. And like ClickFunnels had like dropped off like this like gift, and it was like, thank you so much for speaking for us. Here's some like speaker swag. And I was like, oh my gosh, you just got to be so impressed with the coordination of this. It's amazing. Anyway. Then that night, they were taking all the Inner Circle members and the speakers on a trip, like on dinner on a boat. I'm like, that's just fun. We get there, okay? We get there. Paul and I go. My videographer, my branding director, and I go. We go to this thing. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. So we go to this thing. We're like walking down the ramp to get on this boat. All of a sudden, Paul looks at me. He's like, Kathryn, this is straight up a booze cruise. He's like, this, like, what The Office looks like. You guys know that episode. Like, that is exactly what this ship was. It was incredible. It was a booze cruise. I was like, where's Michael Scott? This is amazing. Anyway, as we're there, Melanie Russell's assistant messages me, and she's like, hey, did you get my email last week? I'm like, what, about the FTC? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I mean, they're like high priority emails. You just pay attention if Melanie emails you. So like, I know she hasn't emailed me, or at least I didn't see it. So I was like, no. So then she like forwards it, and like, I don't know what happened. Like somehow like that email just got like lost in translation. But basically, it was like for all the speakers that was like, you have to comply with these things, and it was like intense, right? And like the last thing I want to do is get ClickFunnels in trouble. And so they're like, you can't have like any income earnings, like blah blah. And my stuff wasn't like explicit, but like for some funnels, I was like, hey, so like just so you know, like I charge this much money for it, and I was like showing my receipt to like give people an understanding. But they were like, we don't even really want you to do that. So I was like, well, I have to change my slides then. And so it's like the night before, so I tell Melanie, I'm like, I'm so sorry, I have to change my slides. And she's just like, it's fine, just like get them to me. So I get back from the booze cruise at like 11:30 at night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, so I'm like changing my slides. But it was actually such a blessing because I'd already had ideas of how I wish things were different, but it was like, it's too late, you know? Now, like people thought, like initially I was like, this is so sad that I'm changing my slides, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. Full rain, right? Everything. So I'm like switching my slides, get in by 2 o'clock. My family comes in, and we get my sister settled. She was like sharing a room with me. And anyway, so go to bed at 2 a.m. I have to wake 2:30 a.m. I have to wake up at 6 to get ready for the sound check. Yikes! Okay, and the sound check was just like this whirlwind of other things as well. That's what we're gonna leave for tomorrow. Just know, if anybody asks you to go on a booze cruise, literally, it's just, you'll just wish it's so fun. Okay, I have to go. 2 minutes.